What's up guys, it's your boy Dr. Large and we're back. Today I'm hitting you with the D Archetypes tier list. And we're going to start it off strong right now, hitting you with Dangers. Fantastic deck. I knew off the bat when I saw them I would love them, and I absolutely do. This deck is usually used in conjunction with another archetype, you know, whether that's Orcust or Dark World or whatever. But pure danger when you play with like a bunch of tuners, especially Master Duel, where we have things like Jet Synchron. This can make a really fun synchro deck. Honestly, it's a completely non-linear deck. You literally have zero agency over what you do and when. You just have to kind of like get lucky, and I actually genuinely enjoy that. I think it's one of my favorite decks for fun. I think if you're gonna build it with like Orcust. On its own, it's not fantastically good, but yeah, great deck. Dark Scorpion, I can only give C because they have an OTK, sorry, an FTK, I think, yeah. Which is with Jackpot 7, specifically using like, I think it's Chick the Yellow. Also, it might actually be Chick the Yellow, I might be mixing them up. But one of them got limited for how good it was early in the game. So, you know, this deck's got a lot of history. Nowadays, it's like unplayably bad. Compared to everything else here, it should be F tier. But Jackpot 7 OTK exists, and I already have a dedicated F archetype, so I don't have to worry about this. Dark, I give a B. The mirror match for this deck is like hilarious amounts of fun. Yeah, I mean the deck gimmick is discard, which is a pretty fun concept to play with a lot of times, especially when you combine it with dangers, which all gonna discard your cards. It's fun, but like fun and good usually are not synonymous, so don't get your hopes up. Darklord, I don't know if this has new support, and to my knowledge the new support was trash anyway, so give it B again. Literally the deck gimmick is a bunch of big monsters that you can only summon once a turn. They can activate their spells in the graveyard for you. Pretty good, pretty good. Not a lot I can say about it because we got DD, which is another S tier deck. Notoriously the most complex deck of all time. I've been playing this on my mobile account, and I can tell you there is not a deck you should ladder with least, because this deck takes ages. There are spreadsheets on spreadsheets to learn how this deck works, and I will tell you, you only really need to learn like 3 combos in your set. It's a great deck, you know, I can't give anything but that. It's a great deck, but if you're gonna ladder, do it with something easier. D.D, I have to give like an F tier. This isn't my dedicated F, this is one I just come up with, but the deck has no like coherent strategy besides the word banish, and even then like DD Esper Star Sparrow, DD like, was it Jet something, which requires you have Esper Star Sparrow and like 3 random monsters that have like no synergy just because they're like an anime thing. Like, this deck sucks. Yeah, there's some cool things you can do. If you play through solo mode, you might have seen they use DD Survivor in conjunction with Macrocosmos, the Dimensional Fissure. That's a neat combo. DD Warrior Lady was like the best card of GOAT format, but you really gotta question what does this deck actually do as a whole. It doesn't do a whole lot. Deep Sea, I have to give it A. I've actually seen this deck do some things. They pretty much try to hand loop you, lock out your top deck. Also they have Deep Sea Diva, which is a fantastic card that only recently came to 3 in the TCG. Pretty good deck. I wouldn't call it anywhere near S tier. The gap between A and S tier in this tier list is massive. But yeah, I'd say it's pretty good. And then we're following up with Deskbot, which honestly I have to give B. Deskbot genuinely, it's a pretty interesting deck. It's all attack point based. They like to swarm the field, get a lot of guys, which buff up all your other guys. So you end up with like some like 5,000 attack monsters, and you just start, you know, smacking your opponent in the jaw. It's a fun deck. Obviously nowadays it's known a lot more for Deskbot 3 effects when Deskbot 1 make Halki Firebracks go nuts. which is a very good combo, by the way. Deskbot 1 is ridiculous in conjunction with Halki Fibrax, but I have to say I genuinely enjoy Pure Deskbot a lot. Now, Destiny Heroes. Now, this is a difficult one, because the card I have on the image isn't in Master Duel yet. This is Destiny Hero Phoenix, or Destroy Phoenix and Force. Now, this card has shaped the TCG and OCG on its own. However, because we don't have that, I have to give it C. I think that kind of sucks on its own. I mean, what? You've got Destiny Hero Plasma. Oh no. Skill Drain. I could just have that as a trap. Like, so that kind of sucks on its own when you don't have DPE. And to really nail that into the ground, we're going to follow it up with Digital Bugs. Now, this is a deck that's bad. I don't believe they even have their support that makes them, like, actually playable. Like, this deck is bad. If you want to see what it does, don't. It's not worth it. Because we're following up now with Dinomist, which I believe I'm going to put at B. Honestly, if you want to learn this deck, go play it solo mode. This deck has its own dedicated solo mode. And if you really want to learn and understand it, go play it there. Because that'll do better justice than I can. Dinowrestler is F. This deck does nothing. Its best card, Pankratops, I believe is still a 1 in Master Duel. I don't know. If it's not, that's kind of cool. But I believe it's at 1. The entire deck revolves around this card. Genuinely, it's like... The actual archetype itself has done nothing ever, apart from give us Pankratops, which is put in every other deck. Genuinely bad. Dododo, again, is going in F. It's a flip deck. Who asked for a flip deck of high-level monsters? It's like Tindangle, but it just has part of, like, the Onomatopoeia deck, which goes with Utopia. Even then, the Dododos specifically in that are, like, really bad. Like, obviously you got, what was it, like, Dododo, Gagaga Dwarf or something like that, or Go whatever. I don't know the names of them very well. But they were used in Adamantipator for a while. But other than that, this deck has nothing. Like, this deck is really bad. Dogmatika, S tier. I don't want to talk about this deck. It's not fun. It's just something that you chuck in with Invoked. I believe it might have been hit on the ban list on Master Duel. However, I haven't checked the Master Duel ban list in a little while. But yeah, this deck's kind of dumb. Dracoslayer is B, and even if they unlimited the card that made it good, it would still be B. Pretty much this was just like a splashable thing you could put into like any pendulum deck. It let you like make a synchro or whatever, get a couple extra bodies out, but it's really not that good, genuinely. They can put this card to 3, there will be no changes. However, you know, we do have Astrograph Electromite. There is good reason they've not been giving us too much pendulum stuff right now. And I'm not asking them to, believe me, I'm not. But now we have to talk about the strongest archetype ever printed in the entire history of Yu-Gi-Oh! The Dragon Rulers. This thing has to go at the very, very, very top. Now, I said this was archetypes in Master Duel. Technically, this archetype is in Master Duel, but pretty much all of its good cards are banned. If I want to talk about it as it's playable, no, it's literally F tier. It's literally 4 monsters that do nothing. Like, it's really bad. However, you can't talk about Dragon Rulers and not give them the S tier. This deck is incredible. Genuinely, I cannot express it. Even playing in traditional format where you get one of them, ridiculous. They can do some stupid comboing. To put this anywhere other than S tier is ridiculous. Dragonmaids, I give an A. I know they're more relevant than Deep Sea and even Danger for that matter. However, I don't even think they're that good personally. I think they're like mid as a deck generally, you know. If I had to give my opinion, well, I have given my opinion, I think they're B, but if I have to give my opinion on should you play them, like, yeah, go for it. Do what you want. Getting to Plat 1 is not difficult at the moment. when it's not been for a while, but it's alright. I'm going to follow that with Dragunity. They don't have that good support that makes that egg ridiculous, but they're not bad. I mean, you know, they do some cool synchro things. They can pull up some negates. They can, you know, they can do a good amount. They're doing their work, but it stays at A tier for me. Dream Mirror, C, that kind of sucks. Yeah, I think it's on the level of Destiny Heroes, Digital Bug. Yeah, I think that's about fair. Drytron, obviously S. Everyone would have like slaughtered me and had me put on like a stake if I thought these were anything but S. One of the strongest decks right now, not even for itself, for all of the fairy stuff it can do. Like, you have to give Drytron S tier. Duel Avatar. I bet most of you don't even know what this archetype is, and I think that's a good enough justification to put it in C. This deck sucks, like, bad. It can put out a monster that's like pretty big consistently, so it's better than all of these guys. However, it doesn't do much past that. So yeah, it's about on par with Dream Mirror and Dark Scorpion. Yeah, I think it's about fair. And then Duston, obviously, notorious for being like a joke deck. It's bad. Like, it's not good. Don't play this deck. If you want to see what it does, go search it up, but it's just not good. But that's going to be it for me. Dr. Lodge is in charge, on the way to the top of the Yu-Gi-Oh community. Fear me and love me, baby. It's Dr. Lodge.